Do you have any barriers in terms of challenges, in terms of you getting involved in the community at large?
Oh no, I'm very involved. I mean,
what are some of the things that you do?
I'm also in Kiwanis of Sawgrass Sunrise. I also work for AT&T, and I definitely involved in any nonprofits. At school at FAU, when I did attend, I was also involved in the Caribbean Students Association and the Key Club. I mean, even from Jamaica, nonprofit has always been my passion, and communication. And that's another thing I wanted to say. I don't see how we can overcome these problems if we don't attack the root, which of course is communication. And what fuels communication? The mindset. When you don't attack that, when you don't see what's making the problem here? How are we communicating? What is crossing the barriers? Why we can't, succeed? If you don't attack that, how can you solve the problem?
Fair enough. Thank you. Any other comments? Can you give her a hand? Feeling the energy and the passion, you can. Okay. Any other comments from anyone? Just spoke about passion, Baron, about getting involved.
Marlon, I think we had another comment.
Oh, sure. Where's that? Right there. Go ahead.
My name is Asia. I'm a freshman here at UM, and I think definitely one of the biggest problems. Oh wait, I'm supposed to start with I'm Jamaican. Okay. Well, I'm Jamaican because I'm not just Jamaican. I'm kind of a Jamaican Jamaican. I was born in New York. I'm half Puerto Rican, half Jamaican. But I'm Jamaica because I don't let the fact that I wasn't born there, that I've never visited there, that I'm not full-blooded Jamaican stop me from being proud of who I am. I'm proud of.
So what percent? You say not full-blood. So how much percent?
50. But it exists in everything in my everyday life. It's always conscious in my being. The values that have been instilled in me through my parents, through my father, have been Jamaican principles. Just because that I've been here my whole life doesn't mean that I don't feel a connection to the people there. I've been wanting to help out in Jamaica. I want to do things that I want to work with a consulate. I want to do a lot of things, and now that I've reached here in college, I'm trying to kind of figure out where to start. And I think definitely a big barrier that's impacting people getting involved and really making a difference here is just lack of enthusiasm and lack of involvement. Like here at UM, I'm part of 8 different organizations. And right now, one that's very close to my heart is Invisible Children. That's what this pin is for. That it's about displaced children in northern Uganda. And we had a rally just on Thursday. And we had like a big event, and we have showings and things, and people, they'll come, they'll see the movie, they'll see what happens, they'll cry, they'll feel sad and everything, but other than that, they don't do anything more than just watch. So I think now, and people, what she said was very true. How can I help someone if I can't help myself? Even just as college students, like I was thinking about it yesterday, is if instead of going to the mall and buying myself an outfit for $35, I could sponsor a child so they can live for $35. Go out to the club, they're having a really fun party, say, hey, come to this meeting, hey, come to this rally, come to this event. Let's wake up on a Saturday morning, let's go do something. I think really you can just start off telling a friend, or not even just telling a friend, drag your friend, do whatever you have to do, just let people know, wear something out of context, or wear a pin or something so people say, what is that? And then you can sit and explain to them and just let people know. I think that's really where it starts off. Because the excuse that people most of the time give about not doing something is just, I didn't know about it. So I think really we have to get the word out there. You need to go and you need to tell your friends, even if it's not cool, you need to go and tell them, hey, you need to know about this, you need to do something.
Well, Rachel.
It's just a really good point of people just not knowing. I want to ask our panelists as well, what are some ways that you can reach out to people like Asia who want to do things with the consulate or with other nonprofits, but they just don't know?
I've been to Rwanda, seen human suffering. They've left genocide in the past. I go to Uganda at least 3 times a year. Have you been to Uganda?
No, I've never left.
Would you like to go to Uganda?
Yes,
I will sponsor you.
Really?
Wow.
I will pay for you to go to Uganda. Place to stay, you volunteer for that organization.
Conditional on?
No strings attached. Just give back to your community what you've seen, I'm fortunate I've been to places of the world where I've seen war and I've seen human suffering. We're very lucky in the Caribbean, we don't have that. Rwanda, I have a friend who lost 40 members of his family. His grandmother was burnt to death. He's now a human rights lawyer. And when you go to Rwanda, they don't even bother to look at the past. They say it's in the last century, we have to forgive, we have to move on. Rwanda today, believe it or not, is becoming a hub for economic dynamism in East and Central Africa. Last week, Dubai announced an investment of $500 million in the Rwandese economy. It's signing a multi-billion-dollar trade and development program with Singapore, and they're getting a lot of technical assistance from Singapore. So it would be a good opportunity for you to not only see Uganda, but also what Rwanda is doing.
Wow. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike, for that offer. Asia, you made a note of that, right?
Yeah.
With Uganda. Baron, I wanted to ask you, when you return back from school, any challenges or doors that were open for you getting involved with the community? Tell us a little bit about that experience.
There were definitely some challenges, but I anticipated them early on. I was, like yourself, I came here in 1985, and just briefly. My first 2 years here, I didn't know it at the time, but they placed me in English for speakers of other languages. I thought
You aced it, right? You aced it, right?
I thought I was getting more attention than the other kids because my class only had 3 people, but I couldn't understand anybody else but her. In any event, I realized I was Jamaican at that point and figured out how it would slow down my cadence and speak more properly, and here I am. But in coming back from, I grew up in Miami, so I knew the infrastructure. In coming back from graduate school, I'd been away from Miami so long, I decided that I had to get integrated, and this is important for you as you're leaving. In the academic environment, it's relatively easy for you to get involved because everyone is tied to 10 clubs, and there are a lot of Caribbeans, there are parties, and you're eating. When you graduate, it becomes very difficult because you transcend into a world that doesn't have any particular empathy for the fact that you're Caribbean. It is very, very important that whatever community you go to, you connect to the establishment that is there, whatever infrastructure that is there. I knew very well coming back to Miami, even though I had personal relationships, the smart thing for me to do at the time, and I know Consul General Alacombe remembers, but literally within a couple of months of having moved back or coming back, I met with the Consul General and let him know that it was my intention to become more involved in the community, and I wanted him to become familiar with my face and help steer me in the direction such that I can connect with people. Marlon and I connected, and we've since collaborated. So wherever you go, make it your priority to connect with the infrastructure that's there. You have a Jamaica Diaspora Organization. There's a Northeast Regional Council, a Southeast Regional Council, of which Mr. Marlon Hill is the director. You have the Consulate General's office. Just simply connect. You have various websites, and start to attend these things and just be a passive listener while you're trying to figure out where your passion is. My perspective on things, I have 1,000,001 passions. Every day I wake up, there's a new idea. I do nothing until it gets to the point where I can't go to sleep without thinking about it over multiple days. And at that point I know, okay, this is too important. I have to get involved and do something now.
Dr. Coyne, when you started Jade, what was the impetus for starting that organization? Were you a young administrator then, or in the system here?
No, I was a teacher at the time, and my impetus, my drive for this was, actually we went to a party. We were celebrating the promotion of a teacher to a principal. And at the party, the vibe and the camaraderie was so great. You know how it is. You start having a couple sodas.
Yes, soda. Pineapple juice.
And you start shaking hands and talking to people, and you know that connection is there. And we were like, somebody came up with the idea. It wasn't me, but it's like, we should really get together. And
was everyone the same age or the same kind of standpoint in their career where you could identify with each other as peers?
For the most part, yes. And then we started to, okay, what can we do? When can we meet? And before you know it, we got together, and it was a slow process. But I just want to add here, Marlon, and then of course we balloon from there. But I want to add that as young people, the message is, you don't have to start in a big way.